Gauteng MEC of Economic Development, Agriculture, Environment, and Rural Development, Mr. Lebo Maile. Gauteng MEC of Education, Mr. Panyaza Lisufi. We acknowledge the DG of Arts and Culture, Mr. Vusim Kize. Would like to acknowledge others as they walk into the house. Would like to acknowledge the presence of Mr. Peggy Tsele. Some of them are not here, who are on their way. As they come in, we'll keep letting you know. Would like to acknowledge the presence of the music industry as a whole. Would like to acknowledge the people from Rhema Bible Church, the Malinga family, the in-laws, and each and every individual who's taken their time to come and be present on this occasion this morning. Thank you very much. I will be your program director this entire morning. The name is Sibusiso Leope. I was a colleague of the late Mr. Robbie Malinga, and I call myself a mentee. He was my musical mentor, and I can say he was a brother to myself. And we'd also like to acknowledge Bataung Memorials, Two Mountains, the Gauteng Provincial Government, and to kick off our program with a prayer, our pastor to come open for us, Pastor Sifiso Ngobo.
I greet you all in the wonderful name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Before we pray, in the book of Psalm 16, verses 1 says, "Keep me safe, O God, for I have come to you for refuge." Verses 2 says, "I said to the Lord, you are my master, and good things I have come from you." Then verses 5 says, "Lord, you alone, you are my inheritance, my cup of blessings, you guard all of mine." Then I jump lastly to verses 11. "You will show me the way of life, granting me the joy of your presence and pleasures of living with you forever." We may bow our head. Heavenly Father, we want to thank you that we request your presence to be the one that is guiding us in the service today. We thank you for your love that you have shown, for sharing us this wonderful brother, Robbie Malinga. We pray, God, that let the love of your angelic covering be with the family. Let the wings, God, usher them higher where no any other comfort will be able to reach there. We pray for greater comfort, Nkulunkulu, ngoba wena unothando. Let your love overflow upon them, God, even through this time of pain. But we know that healing, God, comes from you. We know that joy comes in the morning, God. Let the inheritance of your goodness evelogue, O God. We thank you that through worship and prayer, they shall be able to receive greater comfort than that comes from you. Because you are God, you are love, they shall be able to be healed. In all of these, we give praise and we give honor unto you in Jesus' name. And the Church of God says, amen.
Thank you, and I'm going to call upon a family member to come and give us a welcome. And on behalf of the family, I'd like to call on stage Kali Mkwanazi from the family.
Sanibonani nonke. Sibonga kakhulu i-support enisinike yona from the time nithola lo mlayezo womfana wethu. It has been a great support. I never expected ukuthi we are going to have that strong support, but because of indlela umntwana wethu bekayihamba uRobbie, it has made us strong and believe ukuthi yonke into yakhe izohamba ngendlela ebusiswa uNkulunkulu. I thank all people from afar, near and afar, ukuthi babe khona kule service. I hope njengoba siyombeka kokugcina sizoxola enhlizweni, but sizokhumbula izenzo zakhe. Thank you very much.
Siyabonga kakhulu. And we still continue with the family. I'd like to call on stage Matumelo Mwahludi to come and say a word or two on behalf of the family. And then after Matumelo, Kitlobitsa Tsekhofatso Mmekwa to also say a word or two on behalf of the family. And I'm going to ask the artist Karabo to get ready as well. Thank you.
I greet you all in the wonderful and holy name of the Lord Jesus, amen. As Usbu has introduced me, I'm Matumelo, Robbie's niece. The first thing I'd just like to say is, grief is the last act of love we have to give to those we loved. Where there is deep grief, there was great love. My Muhi, my uncle, is the way he greeted me, or the way we greeted each other when I was younger, and we still continue to do so. From early childhood to bribing him, well, to him bribing me with sweets and chocolates, from my teens, from begging him for airtime or that I passed present, to now, the woman that I am today, for him to tell me to keep working hard. So many memories we have shared cannot describe what an amazing individual he was, and he will always be. My role model in every aspect, and the reason I aspire to be as great as he will always be. He's taught me to be positive, patient, understanding, goal-driven, unbiased, and most importantly, to be strong. But at such a time, I feel I cannot be strong, but I know I would misrepresent what he has taught me. The bond between us could not be explained as he referred to me as his daughter, confusing a number of people. And in actual fact, he did consider me as his daughter, of which I'm grateful for. No matter what life threw at him, he always came back, guns blazing. Not just a musical genius, but a man of great strength and unconditional love. When I was wrong, he was the one to tell me to make my wrongs and make them right. The memories of how I enjoyed him, showing me how to cook on Christmas, how I used to laugh when he did the nene when dancing to Bengi Wrong. The debate about Kaizer Chiefs and Pirates would always be me versus Ann Jr. and him. And how we played Whitney Houston, I Believe the Children Are Our Future, on the keyboard, and I sang to it, just to prove him wrong, that I can sing. Malumza, we talked politics, music, life, goals, and most importantly, we always shared the love and laughter. You've taught me the art of music. You've taught me every key, instrument, and pitch of how one should sing. I was and still am your biggest fan. That's why I always keep telling people what a great man, father, husband, friend, nephew, uncle, and artistical genius you are. Thank you for all your love and your kindness, and thank you for taking me as your child and for loving me just like Robbie did. Thank you.
Dumela magolo. Ke nna Tshegofatso Mmekwa. I'm an cousin, Robbie's uncle, and I would Robbie nearly my brother-in-law. And it's very hard for me to accept everything Rekopanitsimo, because they were not like that in so moto bontang gore it gonna moto tsamayang anytime soon. But apart from that, I just want us to celebrate everything I already did in yona mo lefatsheng. The all good music I did, all the artists from South Africa. We're celebrating. And I just want to tell Junior and Sister, from both families, Robbie Malinga and Robbie Mudugu, and it's under totally support us, Sister, and Kalirata too much. Rob, I know this thing is not easy for you, boy, but now you are the one, Rob, everything in Elemotamenya. And Sister, like last year, the only thing now is go rabele too much. And I just want to thank everyone with Lemo. And
I'm going to ask a young man to come on stage who was currently working with the late Mr. Malinga with his musical talents. He's a very talented young man. They were currently busy recording his musical works, and unfortunately, our brother left us, he passed on. A lot of us would know that Robbie was a man with a great sense of humor, but I think equally so, it's very important for us to remember him for the genius that he was. He wasn't just a legend, he was a musical icon in South Africa. On Friday when I spoke at the memorial service, I said he's the greatest of all time. He's ranked high up there with the best producers in the country. Whether you name Abo Prachiko Twala, you name Abo Lebu M, and people that have made us proud, not only just here, in the continent and the world over. Robbie's career spans over 2 decades and has made all sorts of different genres of music. When's it gospel, when's it kwaito, he's made soul, Afro-pop, Afro-soul, R&B, ballads, slow jams, you know, bega tumenga lama ballad kata wa shaya, bega vela shaya, bega ibiza kuti thula msindo, shaya thula msindo mfana. You know, he used to speak like that and say, bazo release, ngivele nge slow jam boy, shaya thula msindo. And you know, he always used to drop amathula msindo. I was about to drop another one with Karabo, and sadly so he passed on. And I'd like to welcome Karabo on stage to come and share with us his latest, you know, his music that he obviously recorded with the late Robbie Malinga, as we welcome everybody else that keeps coming into the house. Karabo, please.
Greetings in the name of Jesus Christ, amen. I'm going to sing one of the songs that I did with Robbie. It's called Sondela, and I hope that you enjoy it. Sondela,
sondela imizwa yami funa wena sondela nomphefumulo wami ufuna wena sondela.
If Robbie was here, he would say,
Inhliziyo yami isifunela wena sponono sami laviwa ngoba akekho omunye ofana nawe sponono sami laviwa sondela baby sondela give me imizwa yami sondela baby no phefumulo ufuna wena wena oh imizwa yami sondela baby sondela love imizwa yami sondela baby no phefumulo ufuna wena wena uthando lwami lonke ngolwakho sponono sami laviwa ngiyokuthanda kuze kuyovalwa sponono sami laviwa sondela baby sondela love imizwa yami sondela baby no phefumulo ufuna wena wena oh imizwa yami sondela baby ufuna wena wena oh sondela baby.
thank you very much.
We will keep breaking into song as the program progresses because we are laying to rest a genius musician. So as we get speakers to come, we'll keep breaking into song from time to time. We've got enough artists to take us through the entire program. And, you know, if we had to play Robbie's music, we wouldn't. we would have to play for the whole week because his music, his catalog he's got a very, very big catalog of music. And that's inspiring for upcoming musicians and artists, that it's more about the catalog than just wanting to write hit records. But then again, you know, not all of us can be geniuses, because Robbie had a huge catalog, and on top of that, he had a lot of hits on those catalogs, including classics. Now, those who make music know that it's not, you don't just call any album a classic. Robbie had multiple of those. It's not easy to just get a classic album. Robbie has got multiple classic albums. Robbie has helped a lot of people become superstars. He's helped a lot of people have careers in the music industry who then went on to open up their own record labels, and they feed a lot of people, which means Robbie changed a lot of lives with the gift that God gave him. And for that, I'll always treasure him because I'm one of those people that he mentored musically, and he helped me have successful music in the country. And I think I'm one of many. I speak for a lot of us. And coming up on stage right now, Muntu akhule naye, bakhulile kaofela kondo fire. He's going to come and share some of their childhood memories. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage childhood friend Cassius Klamaje.
Dumelang kaofela, and all protocol. I've been through a lot, the hit maker, and now my duty was to choreograph, but I used to live my life in Robbie studio. Why? I don't know, because nan shasha armon na kesh. Because you have to choreograph the song. But if it's a pina and this, because every time they compose a song, somewhere someone with an idea, and then the Robbie include a high papa in so. I change it up. So as a choreographer, you have to listen to like the final song. And yeah. Yo, family Malinga, le family kaofela tsenyalane le ba bo ene. I feel for you because we were a family, and the times we spent we cannot cry for, because so far, thanks to Ed, Robbie never wanted to go out and enjoy outside, but unanale musadi omong o strong, musadi wa tsotsi, who used to book like restaurants, and then when we come back from work, and then any Rabona say, I don't know who you are, at what restaurant. Sometimes, hey, Robbie, you are called in for a meeting, take a flight, and the next thing we're in Durban. So we had fun with the family, no regrets. And Robbie was a family man, a very respected man, and a man who loves his family. And thanks to Robbie Jr. to ask his dad to buy PlayStations. So we have PlayStations to the last number. And that PlayStation kept us home. But nothing ago Robbie wa mucha is always beating. And so I don't know. Everything can walk over everything Cassius. Titwe sharp. And Mujalifa PlayStation is his colleague. Nearly our music. Mujalifa say our PlayStation. We beat him until he even wanted to give it back to me. And I love you, my brother. I love you, my soulmate. Robbie, there's a lot that you've said, there's a lot that you've done. Lebo talk shebeleza, Bokabelo, you name it, Botrom PC, Kaufela. So, nan set alone set, a reba foot. Mkhotsoga kyoki choreograph. Every song, from Bo Pumshaka, from Bo Brenda Fassi, from I can name it, I've been there with him, and through all the struggles, and through to the riches. And because I do music also, I was going overseas a lot. So the other day, Armona, Kesh, you must thank God for your feet and your hands. Can you imagine in this world if no sinamatoho, and all in when you dance, you do all these things. So can you imagine if I didn't have feet and hands? You would imagine, you would see me. I will imagine or kere, la go super kere. Ne ke tlo o sheba ka mahlo, ne o tlo bona kere. O tsebe hore ke o supile. So we must not always cry to God to say, to give us wealth, but we must thank Him that He has enriched us with everything that we have in our body. And even malemi, do you know how important the tongue is? Right now you'd be listening to me and not hearing a thing, because I'll be like, oh, yeah, oh, but orinya no. Wabona. So let's thank God for that. And to all of you who came and to all that Robbie mentored, I love to say, somebody in Middlelands had to come closer to God because his movement has come to town. Somebody's spirit had to go to do song or do soul. Robbie once said, Brother Cassius, how can we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? And when I opened and closed the observation, it became very clear that the one who raised the question does not really know the Lord that we serve, because the Lord that we serve is not bound by color, and He's not limited to God. He is the same God everywhere. They call creation and the beginning, and woke us up this morning. So we come to tell the one who raised this question that the Lord that we serve is mountain high or very low. He is the same God everywhere. He's so high that you can't get over Him, and I know I'm right. He's so low that you can't get under Him. He's so wide that you can't get around Him. He's just a God anyhow, with or without. He's Almighty God. Thank you, Robbie. May your soul rest.
Thank you very much, Cassius, my brother. I think those who knew Robbie know that he supported the best team in the country, Orlando Pirates. Berai Parania. So, coming on, I mean, you know, it was quite an interesting one at the memorial service when Mickey was speaking on stage just after Mr. Bobo Mutaung and Mr. Goldfinger as well, Mr. Chakwana. So there were representatives from Orlando Pirates, Kaizer Chiefs, and Mamelodi Sundowns, and it was such a beautiful one because, you know, as they were talking about the competitiveness of, I don't want to say both teams, both Soweto teams. Bobby kept on, you know, making fun of Sundowns, but then again, it's because Mr. Shakwana had gone on and made fun of how much money they have as Sundowns. But then Mickey came in and he spoke for the best team in the country, and to speak on behalf of the best team in the country today, which was Robbie's beloved team. He really, really loved Orlando Pirates. So when it came to his politics, his music, and his soccer, you know that every time he'll always go crazy about whatever he was passionate about. So to speak on behalf of Orlando Pirates today, I'd like to call on stage Mr. Floyd Mbele with the Orlando Pirates song that Robbie did. Robbie composed this song for Orlando Pirates, by the way.
Program Director, members of the clergy, the Malinga family, representatives from government in their respective capacities, and all protocol observed. I'd like to take this moment to firstly apologize on behalf of the chairman of the club, who couldn't be with us today because he's still currently overseas, but also to be able to express the club's sincere condolences at the passing of one of our supporters. The moment is particularly poignant for the chairman because Bra Coleman, Robbie's father, and the chairman both come from 10th Avenue, Alexander. Bra Coleman is at 92 and the chairman is at 56, Alexander. So the impact of the loss is quite huge for the chairman. Robbie was an Orlando Pirates supporter, unapologetic, through good and bad. And that is why at our last derby, he's the one that came to perform, particularly the song that you are hearing and that you'll continue to hear for years to come. I'd like to leave the family with a verse, Ecclesiastes 3, verses 1 to 8. In summary, it says, "To everything there is a season. Whatever God does, it will be forever. God will judge the righteous and the wicked. To everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck that which is planted. A time to heal and a time to break down, and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to get and get to a loss and a time to keep. A time to cast away. A time to rend and a time to sow. A time to keep silence and a time to speak. And with those words, we'd like to say, as a club, we also are sharing with you in the loss, and may his soul repose peacefully.
Thank you very much, and I'd like to call to represent Universal Music Group. I do know he did a lot of musical works. There was a story that was shared last week at the memorial about how when Robbie brought in his demo tape, he was a young man with his brother Uprapegi. Naba isa I demo tape labo laphana ku. I think uput matwete be gasesesoni. Abaxosha fast what hayi man nina bosana ambuyelana esikela man. So uRobbie that time nakasisentwana nakasitshela uPrapegi ukuthi besingamncane Grootman matwethu. But beseseyintwana ukuthi athi sibuyele esikela thina sifuna ukwenza umculo. You know, so some of us in the music industry our elders always discourage us to get into the music industry. I guess as a fatherly figure or a brotherly figure, I put Matwetwe at the time, he just saw these youngsters telling him about umculo. But little did he know that this man will become an icon. So I'd like to call on stage Mr. Matwetwe Ntombini, whom we all know in the music industry, most of us who are in the industry, and he's highly respected, to come and speak on behalf of the Universal Music Group, South Africa.
Sanbonani, I greet you all in the name of our Lord and Savior Christ Jesus. What Sbu is saying is half truth, it's not 100% truth. But anyway, so I'm here on behalf of Universal Music, where Robbie used to work. The first thing that we'd like to say to the family and the kids, ngesizulu bathi akwehlanga lingehli ukufa kungena kuwo wonke amakhaya kungene kweleni ikhaya kusasa lizoba kwenye indawo sithi duduzekani naba kwaMalinga uNkulunkulu anisize aniphe amandla wokwazi ukuthi niqhubeke okunye futhi usiphathe ngikusho ukuthi iUniversal is behind the family yakaMalinga all the way. You can depend on Universal to see that iphupho laka Robbie liyaphumelela, especially le company ka Robbie lizophumelela. Kunento efuna nje ukuyisho kancane that we're going to miss thina eUniversal ngoRobbie We're going to miss his creativity. We're going to miss him discovering new talent every week or every month for the company. We're going to miss ukuhleka kaRobbie. Robbie had a special smile. Everyone knows Robbie's smile. Robbie was a kind of a guy that was very cheerful, a kind of a guy that will make you laugh every day of his. And lastly, we'll miss Ismail Sagarobi. You know, a Universal, there's this thing that you used to say, if Robbie is around, you will know, because of the perfume that Robbie wore. So, Oloktina, Bua N and the kids, be strong. Robbie, Uspanile Autiami, udlalile indima yakho music industry. May your soul rest in peace. Siyabonga.
Thank you. As I did say, we'll keep breaking into song. We are going to break into a song right now. And as we're breaking into a song, just after the music, I'm going to ask Mr. Representative of the SABC, Mr. Khanyago, to be on standby. I'm also going to ask Representative of ECHO, Dodo Munamudi, to be ready as well. But for now, I'm going to call upon Puleng, March, and the band to come and break us into song.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and all the people that are in here. I would like to take this opportunity to say to the leadership with all your levels, MECs, mayors, deputy ministers, but in particular, the Malinga family. I'm standing here, my name is Keiza Khanyago, standing here on behalf of the SABC. The SABC has got a simple mandate, and the mandate is to educate, inform, and entertain. That's all that the SABC is there to do. And the part that we need to emphasize on is the part of entertaining the people. And that is where Robbie came in. And he has shown to us in all the years that they are talking about of being in the music industry, that he is the best in everything that he touches. All that we needed to do was to expose him on our platforms for the whole world to recognize who he was. And for us, we will be forever grateful that we crossed paths with a person of his caliber. Robbie was a very jolly guy, a guy who I reckon would not fight with anybody because he always cared for other people more than he would care for himself. He's that kind of a person who did not want fame on all costs. He would come there and say, if somebody else has made it in life, we will be in a position to make it ourselves. And that is the Robbie that we came to know. He has produced a lot of music for a lot of productions on SABC. As you might see on your programs, they're talking about him producing music for Uzalo, which is which is the most watched soapy in this country. And for that, we'll forever be grateful. On behalf of the board management of the SABC, we would like to send our sincere condolences to the family. We want to say that we have always believed that Robbie was the best in what he did. Not only did we just believe in it, I think in 2014, we were sitting and we were deciding on who we need to put as the Lifetime Achievement Award winner for the Metro FM 13. And as you know, in most cases, we put people that are very, very old to be receiving this kind of accolades. And when we were sitting and thinking about it, we thought that Robbie might not be that old, but his contribution is old enough to deserve to be given the honors. And when we phoned him and we said, Robbie, come, he said, ufuna ungenza umdala wena. Then we said, no, you deserve it. And he came and he received the award. That was our way of saying we appreciate the kind of music that you have put together. I would like also to take this opportunity to talk about Robbie as me, the person. I used to have interactions with him, and Robbie, one of the things that he did, when he released that the duets that he did, he released that album, he came to my office and he said, hey, I want to give you a copy of that album. And I said, okay, Robbie, I can go and buy it. He says, no, I'll come and bring it. Up to today, he has not brought that CD. Every time I meet him, he would then say, no, it's in the car. I'll get it to you. Then I said, but okay, you can leave it at reception. Then he said, no, I want to give it to you in the hands. But he has never, it's still in his car somewhere. And I've bought the CD anyway, because I knew that he was a busy man. But the one thing that he did for me in person this past year, is that I was going to have a celebration, I think it was on the 22nd of April, a birthday party. And I phoned him and I said, Robbie, can you please get me Ntando to come and sing at my birthday party? He just said, consider it done, consider it done. For about an hour after, he said, no, that young boy will come, but I'm also coming. And I said, but I didn't ask you to come. He said, no, I'm coming. And true to his words, he came with Musa, and they sang at my party, and it made my day. And I still want to say today, I appreciate you, my brother. Fare thee well, and God bless you. Thank you.
A ke simolla ka go dumedisa phutego yotlhe ka lebitso le lentle la Kriste Jesu. Amen. Also to greet our leadership that is in the house, the family ya Malinga, baruti bo bishop ba botlhe ba ba leng teng, the leadership in the music industry and the creative industries. Le phutego yotlhe gape ka lebitso le lentle la Kriste Jesu. Amen. You know, this morning, ke nagana gore go tsamaya ga Robbie is beginning to sink in my head, in my heart. As I'm speaking on behalf of ECHO, I'm speaking on behalf of the creative industry. I'm speaking on behalf of the whole industry as a whole, on behalf of SIFSA, on behalf of RISA, on behalf of ECHO, on behalf of MASA, all the players in the music industry. Today marks a new path in our lives. And I would like to say on behalf of all of us, Masibambe madoda. It has never been easy, but we know gore ka lefu la Robbie, it is now creating another path of a united front. This morning ke ikutlwa o ka re ke Moshe at the time when God was instructing him to take the people of Israelites. Amongst other things, find me elders that will be able to assist you. He then pinpointed about 90 of them. Now I'm saying this because Kifila or Robbie, if it was that time, or rather let me bring it to the now, Robbie is part of that 90. I'm saying this because all of us in the music industry, we are so handful. Babothe, we have been given different responsibilities as part of the 90. And Robbie was playing a very, very critical role around the 90 of elders in our industry. Robbie urutlogela ka nako e we need him the most as the music industry, where the local content is very key in our country today. He's one amongst few producers that I know out there that would spend sleepless nights in the recording studios and creating a content that reflects exactly who we are. Robbie is one person, knowing him from the industry, from both ECHO and as a person. He's one person that would always make sure that the content that he produces, it speaks to our people. He's one of the producers that we are so proud of. The music that he wrote, it was making sure, Hore, the enemy that we're facing on daily basis as families we are able to eradicate, we are able to bring back the peace, we are able to bring back the love, we are able to bring back the laughter in our homes, not only in South African homes, but also in the continent. Robbie made sure that he would write such relevant content. And for that, we are really so appreciating. That is what I'm saying to our peers, Babotle, all of us, Bomjalefa, and everybody, Shadrach, to say, especially to a man that I call him a Joseph of our time, TK. I'm saying to all of us, let us take this opportune time and look deeper into ourselves to say, can we take the baton from where Robbie has left it off from? Can we build the content that is much needed in our country today? As a music industry, from the publishers, recording companies, performers, collecting societies, I'm very sure that we have lost an icon. But we are very sure that the few of us that is left, we are sure we will be able to produce more content, a content that will be able to reflect exactly who we are, a content that will be able to heal our families, a content that will be able to raise our kids and make our kids to be proud of who we are. So sisonke madota, that's why I'm saying, masibambeni sisonke, all of us from different terrains, whether it can be unions, when it can be recording companies, publishers, let us do this one for Robbie. And I'm saying to Sis Anne, in conclusion, you have borrowed us Robbie. And Robbie has played an important role in our lives. Robbie Nagaskaba, the kind of a person he was, if you were not there. Biblia ka ya re mosadi o matamehlo a ka bona ko kae. Biblia ka ya re o tlhompiwa ko kgotleng. Monna wa gagwe o tlhompiwa ko kgotleng. It is because of the role that Anne you have played in the life of Robbie. I grew up with Robbie as we were studying in the music industry. But at the time he got married, he became a different Robbie. He became a Robbie that we all respected. And I'm saying to all of us, especially young women, baba nyetsweng ke rona in the music industry, nnang basadi ba matlametlo, protect us. Protect us. Dirang gore re tlhompiwe when we go out. On behalf of the music industry, we are saying, Sis Anne, le ba Robbie Malinga, modimo a le tshogofatse, he will never leave you. He will never forsake you. God bless you all. Thank you.
The music industry is in mourning, and it helps us and it makes us have hope for the future, especially for the younger guys that are still going to get into the entertainment industry in the future, to see our politicians understanding the importance of a role they have to play in the arts and culture. It's very important for government to intervene and play a bigger role in the music industry in South Africa. I'm happy that Robbie was able to bring everyone together, the business community, the political community, the religious community, and of course the music industry as a whole. If I were to mention people that are from the music industry in the house today, I'll have to obviously speak for the whole day. There's a lot of faces that are here, and we acknowledge each and every one of you guys to just come here and take your time out of your busy schedule. Some of our ministers and some of our political leaders that have come into the house, or government leaders, whom I'd like to acknowledge as they come in. I did acknowledge earlier, but I think he was not in the house. The Mayor of Ekurhuleni, Mr. Mzwandile Masina, is here. I'd also like to acknowledge more of our leaders who keep walking into the house, as we understand that people are traveling from different places all over the country. People were holidaying, so just coming out of your holiday, catching a flight just so you can be here, or driving all the way so you can be here, that is highly acknowledged. So we understand that's why a lot of people obviously keep trickling in and coming in a bit late. I'd like to acknowledge the presence of the MMC, Rakitla, MMC Rakitla from Lesedi Municipality. I'd also like to acknowledge the presence of I'll keep mentioning the names as Nakonse Tsamaya. The Deputy Minister, it's Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries, Mr. Begitele is also here. And I'll keep telling you guys more of them as they come in. There's a young talented man that Robbie took into studio and he made him become an amazing artist that he is. He played a big role. He's going to sing after the next speaker, and we were responsible for his career from when Nhlanhla discovered Untando and brought him to TS Records, and how the direction of his album was supposed to be, and who was going to be responsible to play the musical role in taking him to where we wanted to take him. TK Nxiza played a pivotal role in bringing Robbie Malinga with Untando together. So Untando is going to be giving a song just after the next speaker. And the next speaker is a person whom we've had a great relationship with as the recording industry. He's a promoter, he's a businessman, an entrepreneur. He's very well known in Malala. They were friends, you know. He booked a lot of our artists and a whole lot of other artists for a lot of shows. But Robbie indeed performed a lot of his shows through this gentleman who became a friend to Mr. Robbie Malinga. I'd like to call the stage Mr. Johan Sidia, businessman from Khumalo.
Very sad and disappointed on the loss of Robbie Malinga. He was a bosom friend of mine. You can't believe he was staying in Johannesburg, I'm in Nelspruit, in Mpumalanga. One day, when I see that all the stores were closing down on the music industry, then I said, no, what is going to happen with our artists? Where are they going to sell their music? Then I decided to buy all the Jet Music stores in the country. He was the first person to give me a call and said to me, Mr. Svea, congratulations. Thanks so much that you think more of the artists. It's not about booking us, only giving us jobs on the stage and whatsoever, but you think more of us that we also need a place where we can put in we can sell our music. Colleagues, we've got a challenge. A challenge that we have now is that we keep losing our good musician like Robbie Malinga. Robbie Malinga, every week, he will give me a call. If he releases an album, I'll be the first one to know that, hey, Babusbe, I'm busy with the album now. And I want to do a platinum into your stores. I said to him, how many CDs do you want me to put in your store? Easy, he will tell you, give me 5,000. And I will say, no, but that is too much. And he says, don't worry, ngizowakhipha mina lawo ma-CD, la shop. Indeed, my shop in Maponya Mall, Jet Music, will miss him a lot because he was the artist that was always coming into my shop to promote his music, promote Musa, everybody. And one day he called me and he says, Babusbia, you've got sound, you've got everything. Let's do a tour. I'm telling you, this was in November, where he said, I've got my artists, I've got Onaimake, I've got this. He count all of them. And he said, we will all go out and see what we can do. I said, you are welcome. I'm giving you the sound free. I'm giving you everything free. We will go outside. I like the artist that is working so hard like you. My last what I want to say is that I want the government today to acknowledge the artists. The artists, they are the job creators. in our country. And they contribute a lot of tax into our government. If you can check from the artists, when the artists go from the studio to inlaces, to CD covers, I'm telling you, without the artists, there will be no gear house. Without the artists, there will be no record shops. Without the artists, there will be no factory to make speakers. There will be no radio stations. There will be no TV station. All these companies that are playing the music, without them, they will lose jobs. If you can close the artists today, just check how many people are going to lose jobs. I'm saying, I'm giving a challenge. I like Umtetwa so much, and I know he listened to me. I'm saying, Babu Mtetwa, it's about time that you invest more into our artists. Because even the people that are pirating their music outside, they are benefiting from this artist. But I've never heard anyone standing up from the parliament and say, sifuna ukushaya umthetho ukuthi ungasabi nama-pirates emgwaqweni. Ma-artists ahlala alwa nalabantu la emgwaqweni, abanye bayabashaya, abanye kwenzeka yonke bezwa ubuhlungu because they work so hard to make that music. Ake sengize ngicabanga nokuthi mina, let us deploy one artist to go to the parliament. Ahambe ohlala beparliament ozolwela ama-artists. Abatshele ukuthi ashayeni umthetho ozowenza ukuthi ama-artists ethu angasogoli. Awahluphi umuntu awahamba afuna umsebenzi wamuntu awakhutuzi umuntu. All they do, they sit down and make the music, but indlela abaphatheka ngayo ayisiyihle. It's like now, I bought all these shops to assist these artists. Rental ila phezulu. But all I'm saying, if I close the stores, what is going to happen with the artists? Because they are my passion. Thanks so much to the MEC waseGauteng ngimzwile that day asho ukuthi siyalalela niyasitshela kodwa asiyenzi into enfuna yona. It's about time to come together. It's about time artists to hold their hands together and listen to one another. With this word, I thank you so much.
Hey, 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 hey. Whoa. Hey, yeah, 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 yeah. Ay, yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Guwe, stand one guwe. Guwe, ongi pata. Titimana guwe, sandwa guwe, ongi pataga. Angizwanga. Kuwe, oyenza impilo stand us up. Umalinga lo simkulelayo ngicela unizwa nikule. Yo! Kuwe. Yo, Dibo kawe. Angizwanga. Kuwe. Sizothi Robbie nguwe, right? Yo. Lower. Dithi. Kuwe. Robbie nguwe. Kuwe. Osiphatha. Angizweni. One more time. Robbie. Itimana nguwe. One last time, preach. On Dibo kawe. Dibo kawe. Lengo menza icula maniqaleni ngokubulisa. Molweni nonke endlini. Andizuthetha into ininzi man, ndizaba nengxakana, andikwazi ucula ngolhlobo. Kodwa le ngoma endifuna ukuyidlala ngoku ibingoma esenyongweni nyani kuye. Idali wami. Yo. Kudala mandifunana nentombi enjengawe. Kudala mandifunana nawe. Angizwa awumihla wena uyathutu. Diboniswa mna naye siphila iminyaka njengantoni. Tidlalisa, Dombasana Titi, Tiku. Tifuni Dombe sound and Zindo Tematoteni. Titanti Lale when I don't. Titanti Lale. Dombasana, Kue, Nimasabi. Let's go. Say 1, 2, yeah. When I see you, it's when I went on the and then left, right. One go mundo. All one time, say one. Take away, Dalamanti Funana away. How Mita, down to. Let them go to Lingas. One last time. Betani waksh, when sweetie wam, di. When I wait one day, mangen sega konak sasando. Yeah, we're ready for yo.
I think one of the things that get emphasized a lot all the time is us musicians, we pass on Rasa Oni music warona. And it was emphasized on Friday as well, and we emphasize it all the time. And I think when we came into the music industry, I had lost an uncle, the late great Mahlatini, and the Mautela Queens, that was his band, Mr. Simon Nkabinde. When he passed on, my parents always made an example, Mahlatini would say, hey, the music industry, you have to always be careful, because of what it's known for. When we worked no Robbie, no TK as well, we wanted to own our own masters, we wanted to own our own music. And we have to emphasize that point, because artists come in younger, and they're vulnerable, they just want to succeed, they want to get into the industry because it's difficult to get in. And when they do get help, they end up just signing contracts. And then when my contract about sign now, they're pretty much not favorable to the artist. And we urge and ask artists, everybody that's watching at home who's an aspiring musician and people that are in the audience, if you're going to get into any contracts and negotiations, you must always have a legal person next to you to be able to advise you accordingly. They're not just saying it because in Kulumo it's just cliche. It's extremely important because we have heard stories of people that get to sign their lives away. There's artists that have been signed all of their lives. There's artists that have been signed on 10-album deals, ridiculous deals like that. But I think what would bring joy to the family and the people that are out there, Robbie wasn't only an icon. When he passed on, he was owning his own record company. Obviously, he had just started immediately his record company with the hit, Nomusa, I think it's a classic album. What an amazing album they did, Nomusa. But he didn't only just start a record label. Robbie owned his publishing, which means Robbie owned his entire music catalog. So what you've just heard Konamanja on stage, Untando sing, Daliwam, Robbie co-wrote that song, he owns a part of it. Nguwe, Robbie co-wrote that, he owns a part of it. Every other song that you'll hear Robbie on, Robbie owns his entire publishing. So it goes to all the artists. If you do not have the right information about the music industry, do not only get legal people who are not familiar about the music industry, get music industry legal people or music industry people to give you advice and sit down with people that are going to give you facts. Because our industry, just like Bobo Midawong was saying on Friday, it's like soccer is the same, let me say sports is the same thing as, it's similar to music, it's entertainment. A lot of people have got opinions about the music industry, and a lot of people will lie to you. If your song is crying on radio, people will say, hey, when's a million manje? That's not true. We don't make millions. When you're hearing songs on radio, it doesn't mean that artist is a millionaire. But if a song is a hit, it opens up opportunities for the artist, endorsement opportunities. It opens up opportunities for the artist to perform everywhere. But you need to be paid performance royalties, you need to be paid mechanical royalties, you need to be paid publishing royalties. All these things you need to know as a new artist. Don't get in and think it's all about looks and swagger and fame and amantombazana. Get the right advice so you can make the right decisions in the music industry. We can stand here now as grown men because we've made the right decisions from when we came in. We're not struggling, some of us, because when we came in, we made the right decisions to get the right advice. Get the right advice, youngsters out there, please. And I'm going to bring another youngster on stage. He's not singing this time. He's coming to give a talk about the journey that he's had with this great icon that we're paying tribute to today. This youngster started the record label as a first artist. Robbie started the record label as Musa is the first artist of Robbie Malinga Entertainment. And we saw them. We saw them win awards. We saw them travel the country. We saw them give us some great music. So I'd like to bring on stage Konamanje, representing the Robbie Malinga Entertainment record company, Musa Sukwene. Thank you.
Good morning. It's probably one of the hardest things I have to do starting off a year, and I had to lay my brother to rest. For me, I think since the passing of Robbie, everyone has been phoning me, it's like, you're the first person we thought of. It's still hard for me to comprehend and find peace with the idea of knowing that every time I have to go on stage now, I still feel like he's gonna come behind me and tap my shoulder. Robbie and I met about 7 years ago. And firstly, when we met, he always used to say to me, when Ntwana ngeke sishaye collab, indaba uyacula. You know? It's probably one of the weirdest things ever. Athi indaba uyacula nje, ngizokulinda. And then it took us some time, and over time, I said, now we are ready to do a collabo. And I think 3 years into that, he was like, no, it's not anyone that just collabos with the great Robbie Malinga. You must wait. And I waited. And by the time we did, such beautiful magic just came out of what we were doing together. I wouldn't want to say much, man. All I can say is to Ann, Junior, hey man, let's all be strong right now, you know. And to my brother and my mentor, a friend, a father, may his soul rest in peace. Thank you guys so much.
Akasale sekashaya once. Ngoba vele yabo abantu abadala bazosquatela nabosisi bazosquatela. Asale sekashaya once ne. For those who don't understand, music industry's got its own language. It's like soccer. So nizosixolela ningasabi bantu baku music industry nanixoxa stage, but for me I'd like for us to send the message of an icon that Robbie was. I do know that he had a great sense of humor, and a lot of the times people will always think about the jokes he shared or we shared with him while he was alive. But it's very important for us to stress the fact that he did this great musical work and he played a pivotal role in this country. He must be remembered as an icon because he was not a comedian. He just had comedic skills nje. Beka nokulakhisa abantu mahala. Beka nokusho sometimes, yazi mina ngisingi comedian mara nganilakhisa mahala, you know? And he had those gifts. But we've got our own language that we speak in the music industry. So nasithi akavela sale sekashaya, sisho ukuthi amakasale sekacula. And then after he gives us the song, I'm going to ask his friend, Dr. Shebeleza, to come on stage and come and share. So Musa, shy.
Umbambe ngesandla umbheke emehlweni njalo umtshela uyamthanda uzombona emoyizela njalo ake nikhule nami mthande umthande umuntu wakho mthande umthande umuntu wakho umncome umuntu wakho umncome umuntu wakho ubombamba ngesandla umbheke emehlweni njalo umncome njalo umtshele simathata awumthande umthande umuntu wakho awumthande umthande umuntu wakho umuntu wakho umuntu wakho umthambe njalo umspoile njalo umtshele njalo ukuthi uyathanda umthambe njalo umspoile njalo awuthande awuthande umuntu wakho awuthande umuntu wakho
Awukho sanibonani. Naphila kodwa. Hey abantu bayakhuluma. Bathi ushebele ezogqoka uzoyiqethelela wena. Izwile bathi abanye bathi mni. But kuhle ilokho bekwenziwa uRobbie. Mina bengiyi first target. Kuyo yonke into bengiyi-target kaRobbie. Ubekangilanza bese ngimjwayela but mongamjwayelanga because ungacabanga ukuthi userious kanti ufuna ukuthi sihleke. uRobbie can create i-joke ngesihlahla. Athi uyabona lesihlahla ngabe unguNkulunkulu ngabe ngisenza samaso. Then you don't understand Robbie isihlahla. That's kind of Robbie ngikhuluma ngayo but sizoya kuwe ngizonika lezi zinto esiphile nazo. Ngaze uRobbie for the past 24-25 years. Ngakabu Dok Shebeleza ngakabu Robbie. Sihlangane esontweni lapha ezone 9 OAC ethi masifika lapha eMidlands ugogo ozala uma athi hanenza esontweni abazalwane lena. Yafanele esontweni. Ningazenza zonke angibiza Victor. Athi wabona Victor ningazenza zonke but nemsaba uNkulunkulu. Yile esifunde ngayo ethe maloku sihereza sonke noRobbie lokhu siqhubeka. You know uRobbie wazi inyembezi zami. Sikhali nje. Kunzima sicabanga ukuthi uNkulunkulu akasithandi sithi mara lo phumelela kanjani? Wisha kanjani ihiti lo? Why kwenzakala so? Sisuke siye ku anti wakhe Sprite, sisuke siye eMidlands eDeep Kloof. Sihlupheka sihamba ngeenyawo. Later masesihlangana ku space wa introduce uFreddy Gwala dlala yakhumbula isencane lengane. uRobbie bedlala tsa. uRobbie edlala lapha ephanda. Nakhona mayidlala ukuthi wena soku right suka. But ameso umbona ukuthi inhliziyo yakhe kubhlungu because umuntu bethanda ikeyboard. That's uRobbie loyo. But okusemqoka ukuthi ngiqhubeke ngizothanda ukuthi sibonge futhi ngoba mom MEC Faith bazibuku siyabonga. Ukuba kwakho ngasonke isikhathi uhleli hayi as a politician uhleli njengomama njengosisi kithi uanti uqala uboloku nathi wena leadership siyabonga nkokheli wami no MEC upanyaza uthi sifokuhlala igovernment siyabonga man into zethu zibe lula nje ukuthi zihambe kahle kungakho lokho asikuphakamise enokunye semqoko kufanele sibonge kunabantu kufanele sibaphakamise baka i2 mountains nawe iBataung siyabonga man siyabonga umsebenzi omuhle ukuthi nithathe iqhawe lethu my brother a friend bekangibiza islima ningazi ubhlungu ngiyabonga sibuso ushilo ukuthi inkulumo yethu ayifani uma uRobbie athi kimi ayimfana dog islima man mina ngiyama understand ukuthi uthi but wena mawungamazi athi uzothi amara uRobbie biza udog islima inkulumo yethu ngiya understand ukuthi usho ethi manje ke into sisho ukuthi ziningi angazi ngibambe iphi ziningi man ukuhlupheka kwethu ukuba sistotu kwethu esontweni ukulanzana no sishale ngenyuka athi ngimnike 100 rand uzongibhadala singabhadalani no yibo kwi life yethu nje athi shebeleza ngisendleleni ngiyazi ukuthi ngizokunika singanikani nami ngamniki that's the life ibesiphila ngayo the nice thing engizoyisho ke nayibona lesute engigqokile nayibona bengigqoke ngomsebenzi omfowethu ngibest man yakhe I'm not saying I'm the best friend ka Robbie or best man uRobbie unama best man nama best friend amaningi but I was honored usishilo athi wena dog awuna style ne ngithi athi ngizothatha wena uzokwazi ukukuthengela isuit uzokwazi ukuduma yabengasaba athi kimama rishebeleza sowuwile that's Robbie athi ngizokuvusa mfana yezo ngithi sure akuse problem ngivusa mfana sedladle athi asambe ngiyokuthengela isuit uzakimba athi yashada manje how bafonyithi athi hayi ngizokushanga isuit ye 10,000 man hayi Malinga athi sure awunamali angithi uyazazi awunamali ngithi mfana ngithi sure anginayo athi yasamba shimoto yami fike lapha endlini siye la ku design wakhona it was a kind of Indian colored guy uthi my man, this is the guy that I was talking about. Make sure that he looks great. I don't need any embarrassment on my day of the wedding. And the worst, ngifaka amaphaca ngifaki short and ungithatha dasi and with that particular person bongathi ukhuluma iqiniso. He was tricky, that guy. Oh, masifika lapho hayi mama shaya masutu hayi ngithi kuye mfana hayi ngizosha athi hayi ngawari zophatala mina shange 10,000 simnandi hayi sathi hayi ukhethele yonke into eyiqoke na uRobbie hayi no show bro mayisuka uthi shobeleza kunento fanele silungise na kuwe iperfume mzala wami ngithi perfume athi mzala wami iperfume angifuni unuke njenge pure gold nuke njenge pure gold ngijika nami ngisale kwingamanderstand ngithi pure gold igqoka amabheshu akafuni ukuthi nginuke imbuzo or inkomo. That's Robbie Malinga. Sithi no it's fine it oh isikhumba ngithi bengicula ne pure gold sifaka amabheshu athi angifuni unuke lezo zinto zakini ngithana it's fine sifake isuthi sifike lapha. The wedding was great, everything went well, and the next thing I khulumile siblomile hawo ngithi Malinga, I know Chief you've been a comrade and then yazi ukuthi uRobbie ko waboshwa nobhuti wakhe uBheki kune state of emergency lapha eMidlands baboshelwe eSun City ngoba angithi besama comrade and ilonto ngisho ukuthi he was a hustler, he was committed kumzabalazo njoba uJaro siyakhulumile ku memorial service ukuthi abantu abawu besu4 which were mandated ukuthi singakhulumi isilungu nifuna ukwazi amagama wabo ukuthi ubani nobani athi ngicela ukuthi wena Jaros no English, Dok Shebeleza no English, athi Mduma Silela no English, athi Mandla speaker amindlos wena ngeke bakuthathe serious noma ngakhuluma yini. That's Robbie. And we laughed about that. But sihleli asinamali asinamoto sithu athi Doc wena ne olidi lakho mfana angithi nemani hlele ebhasini, you know, when you sit in the bus bus stop uthola ukuthi kunoba ifamily enye ine ba rich bahamba ngemoto nyane nice nomama uya drive abantwana basemuva fine ngithi athi him ne olidi lam so besihamba ngale car mfana and mina ngizobe ngiphethe i-lunch box ngiyadla nina niza ngephatko yakudala nizoma la uzobe usebhasini kunuka intuthu mina ngila athi mina ngizobe ngihleli phezulu kwamamam sengasewindweni uRobbie nomama akhe balapha noRobbie lokadla ama snacks athi mina ngizongithi kumamam mama yimloya athi mama athi ngithi kumama mama ampik lo mama uya driver. It's like ukhuluma ngami ugwara mina ujuku ugwara no mama. That's why beyimpilo besiphila. Lastly ukuthi ngikhumbula ku business sihleli very serious because mina no Robbie I'll go to Robbie and say Robbie bro my electricity is off. Bro anginamali. Things are not going well. And I'll be honest. Kuko konke sikukhulumile ngeke ngikhulume ngami kuRobbie which is it's unfair. uRobbie I've never ever ngibone nasephepheni ukuthi unika uDok Shebeleza i2000 or ulethe ipapa endlini but umuntu beyazi ukuthi siyasizana uyu Mama Malinga uN. And I appreciate that because there are things that esikhule ngazo, there are things ebesizana ngazo, and I acknowledge ukuthi your help ayihlali njalo but akusho ukuthi ngizoza ngikoleta senginemali manje senginemali But lastly, besihleli sikhuluma ngebusiness ngimbriefa, ngimtshela ukuthi hey but you know Nkokheli Slima Sam. Hey, ngine problem man. Lapha KZN man bangiphazamisa man. Uzofanele ngikhulume noZizi. Ubheka uchange inkulumo yethu very light. Ngithi man fanele ngikhulume noZizi kodwa man. Bangihlupha ngale. And lo uthi nani not in a bad way. Angithatha ifone, fortunate uZizi kodwa amise i-call angifonele back ngihleli noRobbie. Uziza tamfana everything is under control sengikhulumile nohulumeni wangale eKZN. uRobbie uyangibheka. Athi uZizi mfana loyo. Ngithi hawu kodwa. Akhipha ifone. Ufonela umbalula manje. Yangoba serious. Ufaka umbalula speaking. Athi Mbax. All right. Mbax athi ang right man. Athi ukuphi? Mbax athi angilanga azobe se Cape Town athi hasi sonke man nami ngizolenda lapho ngihleli naye. Ngizolenda lapho nami ngiyangena eCape Town ngithule. Ngithi kuRobbie maqedwe ukukhuluma nathi ngihleli no Shebs Mbax athi hey sikhulume fana drop ifone ngithi Robbie but wawufonela i-leadership athi doc dala ngikukhuza mfana wisilima ufanele ukwazi ukusiposition uziza kana mali la ilithuli umbalula uminister athi into engidina ngombalula akakwazi ugqoka uzizi uyakwazi ugqoka. You know, that's a funny guy. And a junior lastly, mfana I know nomntwana omncane yengikhulume nomntwana omncane. I know your dad will be ekuthanda kakhulu. But ngizokwadvise ngento eyi-one, you must go to school. Go to school mfana. And you've been doing extremely well. Sengikhuluma isilungu angithi wena we. You've been doing extremely well, my boy. Make sure you study, you respect your mother, your aunt, and everybody in the house, and Uncle Peggy, and everyone. Ngikhuluma isilungu. Yabona nyasazi. Yeah, that's important. Leadership, MBC, where education like province. Angithi bathe singanishayo akufanele sinishaye. Mama le uma ngaya esikolweni mhlambe esehlupha ngiyazi ngeke ahluphe. Angeke ngikushaye mfana wami yazi ngizwenzani. Noma nginenamoto ngizoza ngeTaxi ne. Ngifike lapha endlini. Ngizothatha ivasi lapha ngifaka amanzi uyabona. Ngikubambe ngayo ngeke ukwazi ukuthi ngevasi lapha emanzi nje uyabona bangishaya ngevasi lapha emanzi noma uyongibophisa kuna next shawe kanjalo. Thank you, and we appreciate TK leadership. We really appreciate your kindness. You gave us the leadership. Msebenzi wonke besilida uyo TK. Sibonisana, siphikisana, sivumelana, but umuntu osemqoka bekasiza ayengage uyo uMama Malinga. TK, you are the best leader chief. Keep going Oskido, Fana, everybody besebenza nabe teaming. Siyabonga and Baba. Siyabonga baba, siyabonga Mama Malinga, siyabonga. Mfowethu, ulale kahle Slima Sam.
Thank you very much, Mr. Doc Shebeleza. Coming up, ladies and gentlemen, they did some immaculate music together. They made the country dance and sing along. She did a lot of work with Robbie. He was also a musical mentor to her, and they co-wrote some music together. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Miss Kelly Khumalo.
Yeah. dear Lord.
Umoya. Siyabonga. Thank you very much, Sis Khumalo, for the wonderful performance. Yes, it is emotional. Yes, it is sad indeed. But we have to celebrate Robbie's life, you know? And we know him to be a man of music. As you've heard, a lot of people saying he had a great sense of humor. You know, he was a person of music. He loved his music. He was an entrepreneur, a father, a leader of a family, a loving husband who loved his family with all of his heart. I got introduced to him by a gentleman named TK Tembinkosi Nxiza, and having known and worked with him over the years, TK has just been that leader to all of us youngsters coming from the township, just wanting to make it in the music industry. And we've become these grown men that we are today. And TK serves as the Treasurer General of the ANC in Eguruleni, and was a close friend of Robbie Malinga, and was also a colleague. We made a lot of memorable music together, broke the charts, made history, musical history in this country, and I'm also glad to have been a part of that. And coming on stage right now is former colleague and friend, Treasurer General of the ANC in Eguruleni, Mr. TK Nxiza. Thank you.
Sebeshile mkungundlovu thambo yabo ya bathi ezinyo ngezinyo thambo ya bathi ubhoda makehle asimfuni make hu thambo yabo sebeshile mkungundlovu bathi ezinyo ngezinyo bathi ubhoda makehle asimfuni uthambo yabo ayakhala maxoki athe ezinyo ngezinyo thambo yabo bathi ubhoda asimfuni uthambo yabo azokhala mapuno masothatha umhlaba bathi ubhoda makehle asimfuni uthambo yabo ya. Thank you. Umngani wami lo ingoma bekayicula eseyitradeni zaseSoweto before 1994, before we got all equal opportunities. As a member of COSAS, as a member of Soweto Youth Congress. Post 1994, many years later, when it does door to door, they say artist wazini lo muntu lo. That's sad. Because before you become an artist, you're a human being. You've got ideas, you've got views. So we must also not ask for a permission from anybody. We must be involved. We must never be scared and raise our views like Robbie Malinga. Ngicela ukubulisa ngiqale ngosingaye Mama Malinga, efamily yakho, abantwana bakho, the cousins, everybody else, people from Middlelands. Ngibulise leadership kaKhongolose, the NEC members that are here. Ngibulise abaphathi bakahulumeni, Comrade Faith, you've been with us through and through. The MEC of Arts and Culture in Gauteng, Ngibulise wonke umuntu la, ngibulise abantu abasekhaya. All those who have supported us. I would start by talking about me and Robbie as friends. We come a very long way. Best influencer, you know. Ngakuhle nokubi. Yabona, today I'm told to come and speak in front of you. But if besi bekakhona uRobbie ngabe hlele emuva le siyanlanza nonke. Siqale umfundisini simshaye ngoba sibona ngathi uya exaggerate. Nalo bhuti waseMpumalanga lo we businessman ngabe semqedile. Ngoba ugcoka nje ngenye indlela. Ngabe simqedile ngabe uphelile. But it was our way of easing down a pain of losing somebody. We didn't want to cry. We always wanted to make everything and turn it to a joke. Because that's how Robbie was. A very dedicated man, an honest guy. He was very honest to me. When I'm outsala ungihleba naye, makakuzwa ngathi userious uzongitshela. Athi mnganami, labantu laba basplota laba. Mara bekanawe nixoxa nithulene. Mara uzokujikela athi yabona makulontando umbheke mfana ngathi ufuna ukuvaya. So that's how honest he was to me, and he was a big dreamer. Makahlala straight view, bekathi uhlala edrobheni. Athi ngihlala town mfana mara ngithi kuphi? Athi ngale bathi before straight. Ngithi uhlala kuphi? You know, he always said this. He was a big dreamer. Makahlala eFourways. Sisahlala ema-town housing. Bekakutshela ukuthi sengise-Dane fan mina mfana. Makahlala e-Dane fan. No ngithengile le RTPs nginedami. So he was a big dreamer. He always wanted to be number one. And Brakeza, he always wanted to be famous. Always. But he was selfless. He was not obsessed about him making it only. Many hits that you've heard that are written, big hits in this country, he was part of them. He assisted many artists. He wrote their songs. He was not obsessed about himself. I'm making it. I'm Mr. So-and-so. Of course, he wanted to be recognized as Robbie because he worked hard. However, he wanted other people to rise because that was his contribution to the music industry. Because you can't only be obsessed about yourself and not be obsessed about other people. Because it means if we don't, for instance, you can't lead people that you don't love. This is what I always say to comrades. Because if you love your people, you lead them selflessly. We can't sit here and say we're in the industry, we're assisting people, and we don't love them. It's very dangerous to be led by a person who doesn't love his people. You know, I'm a joke saying awakhuluma wami no Robbie are too much ngizonibhalela one day. Ngoba bekushaya nokuba ushaya dangerous. Dangerous kakhulu. Mara, one thing that I want us to remember Robbie for, and I'm very sad that even the next generation will not be able to experience what we experienced. Robbie was one of the best producers, if not the best. And I'm proud and happy that in a memorial service, Obrasilo Chico Twala said this. Because we recognized Chico Twala as the best at the time. Brasilos said it at Grace Bible Church, that in fact he believed Robbie was the best producer of our times. We made history, no Robbie. Siphuma sizihlupekela, worked hard, he was a bit older than me. But he respected me like a brother, he respected me like a person who led him. We respected each other. Today we are able to say the biggest record on record that was ever done in this country was done by us. And we are proud of that. Of course, the biggest record before us was Brenda Fassie, but there was no digital. So if you combine digital music and physical, we surpass it by far. So it wouldn't have happened if Robbie Malinga did not do this. So we're not saying he's the best because we enjoy saying it. We say it because he was the best. It's proven, it's on record. And there's one producer, and Sbu said this, who could do and move with times. And it's difficult to do that. Because you can't move into another genre. Robbie did it with ease. Satanu Champama fans by Timbinkosi, it was him. The paraphrase, Abanye Bayombona, it was him. Zahara, it was him. Dando, it was him. Double HP, Swarangwano, it was him. I'm saying you can go on and on about Robbie. You will understand who he was. Going back to even Basafara Mashiti, Bachampa no Blondi, he was there. You know, so platform one and so on. So we're speaking about a true legend, and we must never be afraid to say so. Two last things I want to say before I leave the stage. On a daily basis, we're told artists are not united. I'm talking about from the Mandela time. The President Mandela, President Thabo Mbeki, and President Zuma. No, artists are not united. That's why Ndoza was Ngalungi. And so on and so on. It's not true. Like any other business, there will be different organizations. And there's nothing wrong when people are coming, what is wrong when people are lobbying you? What is important is implementation of policies. Not just policies, radical policies. Because the biggest problem we have now is sound, stage, all sorts of things that you procure as government. You are procuring them from white people even today, including what is happening in a content, SABC and everywhere else. You are still using white companies. Now, those are the things we must look at, because you can't think you have contributed in the industry when you are booking one artist. We must be decisive and say anything that has to do with entertainment, as long as you are not empowered, we are not going to procure you. Finish. Then we are in the game. Secondly, you see, I used to be a big critic of the 90%, not because I thought it was wrong, but because I thought it was not implemented correctly. You can't want to speak to 90% and personalize it, 1. 2, you can't want to speak to 90% and only SABC is looking at that. It must be an ICASA issue. Yes. Not SABC. We must raise these things with ICASA so that you must understand how monopoly operates. Once, because these white companies that are foreign, Universal and all of them, and I'm sorry to black brothers that are working there, those companies, remember, when their music from international is not playing, they are losing revenue. They are very connected to the advertisers and so on. That is why SABC will lose revenue when they pull out as advertisers. That's why they will quickly spin and say, no, this thing is making us lose revenue and so on. But when it is across, all stations are playing 90% local music like anywhere else in the world, by the way. It will not only harm white monopoly, but it will assist all artists. Their music will be exposed. That is their provident fund. We must never retreat from the issue of 90%, but it must be across. We must make sure that we continue to push and persist for it, so that in can benefit from the hits zakababa wakhe. This continuous thing of wanting to talk about owning this, owning that is not an issue. You can own 100% of nothing. It doesn't matter if you own your master. It doesn't matter. If your music is not played, you're owning nothing. So let's fight harder. And comrades who are in government, assist us to be radical, because you are speaking about radical economic transformation now. Show us how it must be done. No, your house is bigger than the others and so on. Sifaki sounding. Or babe transformed. Everybody must be transformed. Nkosikazi Malinga, mfazi wamfowethu, I know your loss. uRobbie bekathanda kakhulu mama. You must never even once think there would have been an issue. He was with you through and through. That's why even in his last days, uhambile nawe waya eMaldives just to say goodbye. Hola mama, uRobbie simbonile. uRobbie in his last year suffered. So asimkhulule. Let's allow him to go. I never thought I can speak in front of this man. But lala kahle mfana kithi. Lala kahle Malinga. Ungiphilisile ngikuphilisile. Ngiyabonga.
Acknowledge all the members of the music industry abakhona. Sicela ukubonga namaGroupman ethathe indima ekudeni nokuthi nathi silandele esiyintwana egamini. Nathi esibahrot ezinye intwana ezincane ziyangena egamini khona manje ingenxa yethu. As TK was speaking about our comrades, I'd also like to acknowledge the elders of the African National Congress. They are here as well. And when I say I want to acknowledge people in the music industry, I'm obviously talking about people that you'll never see on screens. Or mhlawumbe abanye umculo wabo awusadlaliwa, kuqinisa uTK nakakhuluma nge-issue ye-90% ukuthi it has to reach all the way up there with police, rather than just one institution being the SABC. Ebe siyifostelelele lento leyo. Ingakho amaGroupman awavela siwabona nathi siyayithoba, siyahlonipha futhi. So even if you don't mention your name or you don't get an opportunity to come on stage, but you've had some encounters, no Robbie. You have been, or even if you didn't, but somehow you have been touched by his music, and the fact that you're here means a lot to the family, definitely us as people who've had an opportunity to work with him. And it brings me so much joy to just see that Robbie has put everybody together, from soccer. I did say soccer goes hand in hand. When I say sports, it goes hand in hand with music. It's all entertainment. Imithetho iyafana. Siyintwana encane sifuna ukungena sibe grand. Sigcina singena senza ama-decisions wrong, signa nento esingazazi. Sithuna ama-flop. Inkathi nayo lokhu eyivaya ngapha ama-policies awasifavor. Na ungasese-hot, ngena omunye, naye uba hot, bayamhyper. 2, 3, 4 years ngiyalo yaphuma ngena omunye ngathi recycling of young people. Nasebabadala umculo wabo awusadlalwa, sebalahlelwa le babizwa whatever they are called. I think that has to change. And siyanicela our leadership, please make a difference in those policies. Make a difference. Because nani niyazi ukuthi baningi abantwana abancane. There's a lot of youth out there that love music. There's a lot of youth that will continue to be in music, in different musical genres. So please save us by interfering with my policies. And nasithi music asikhulumi ngomculo kuphela lo dlalwa ema-radio. Goes everywhere. Procuring a sound, he spoke about that, the hospitality industry. When there's activities, there's big events, there's always musicians that are needed. Even when there's political rallies or it's time for elections, they need musicians to come and campaign, because musicians play a very pivotal role. So in all the different sectors, leadership, please interfere in the music industry. Tina, yes, there's only a few of us that have made the right decision in music, but the cycle just keeps being the same. Nothing changes. So please help us by changing policy or influencing policy change. And right now on stage, TK he spoke about the young man and he said, you know, the young man has to benefit through his father's hard work over the years. And he'll only benefit through publishing, by the music being played, and other artists remixing the music, etc., making it newer and fresher, and it gets played even more. And then Mr. Robbie Malinga placed himself with this amazing young man. If you go to this young man's social media, you can even listen to the type of stuff that he writes. You will definitely swear he's not 16. You can tell he's obviously influenced by hip-hop artists. But the lyrics are if you read the type of writing that Robbie Jr. writes, it's totally amazing. You can see that he's following in his father's footsteps. And talking about Robbie Jr., I'd like to call him on stage to come and say a word or two about his father. And as soon as he's done, I'm obviously going to, I know it's going to be a difficult one, but we obviously said Sis N to come and give us the tribute. Mrs. N. Malinga is going to come after the son to give a tribute to her husband. And then from there, I'm going to ask another artist again, who was highly musically discovered by Robbie Malinga. Unaima K is going to follow on after Mrs. N. Malinga. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Robbie Jr. But before I say anything, I would like to thank the following uncles who showed me what is true friendship and brotherhood to my dad since he started getting sick. Uncle Sipo Dube, Uncle Daram, Uncle Zex, Uncle TK, Uncle Fana, and Uncle Dog. Thank you for helping me and my mother to take care of my father. And also the leadership, thank you for the governmental officials for being here to send my dad off in a dignified manner. This won't be easy for me because my dad and I were too close. Like, we were basically twins. You see, like, even right now, I'm wearing one of his favorite shades. And everybody knows that his shades were like one of his favorite things. And yeah, like, I'm mostly out of words all the time, but like, my dad was a good man, you know. In his last days, I remember we used to joke around all the time, as everyone says. I used to play him also. You know, like, I've got his credit card details on my phone. So I do some online shopping. And when the things get at home, he looks at that box. Then he looks at me, he's like, Robbie, what is this? And I'm telling him that these are clothes. Then he asks again, what is this? But like, he understood that I'm trying to follow in his footsteps. I mean, he was quite the fashionista. I mean, yeah. I'm not a formal guy. Like, if I could, I'd be wearing my hipster stuff. But I have to show my last respects for my dad. And I feel like I could say a lot about my dad. I could go on forever. But that guy was a great man. And my heart is really broken to see him there. Because he was too sweet. He was too sweet. But like, for him, he laid a foundation. And from that foundation, I have to build on top of it. So I'll have to do that for him and for my sister, my 2-year-old sister. But enough with these depressing stuff. I'm gonna make it more modern. Shout out to my boys chilling somewhere here. Very good. Shout out to FBI, worldwide. Shout out to my other girls here. They friends. Zenani, Jackie, and I see you. Shout out to my uncle TK for that long lecture that made me tired. I didn't understand half of it, but it's okay. Ikasa, yeah, it's fine. And shout out to the MECs also and all the leadership for bringing your last respects for my dad here and everything, and want to lay him down in peace. All I can say is my dad was the best, and I said that in the memorial. He was the best in Africa, and now he laid a foundation and I have to build on top of it, and I'll do that. Right now, he was Robbie Malinga, the first, I'm Robbie Malinga, the second, and I'm gonna be the best. And you know, it's been a hard one, but I can proudly say that I've got my mom there to take care of, my sister to take care of, and a whole lot of people. The legacy has to go on. It can't die now. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, I'm trying to make it more modern and less depressing. This thing is depressing. I'm seeing all these old people. And okay, let me keep quiet, it's fine. But yeah, thank you for all the support and everything, and just know that this legacy is not going to waste, and we're going to take it to the top. And I'm the next Robbie Malinga, and I'm the next best one. Actually, I'm not even the next best one. I'm the best now. Since my dad was the best, that means I'm the best. Thank you.
I know that you can stand, for your life was in His hands. Listen.
I greet you all in the name of mighty Lord Jesus Christ. My name is Khumalo, and I'm honored to be here to deliver a speech on behalf of Mrs. N. Malinga to her late husband, Robbie Malinga. To my dearest husband, my lover, my best friend, and best father to our children. Two hearts once beat together, and now one beats all alone. I've shed many tears since I lost you. Many more will continue to fall because I lost a good man in you. You had a special rare talent of bringing meaning to life. You helped me to grow and realize the fullness and the beauty that life is with its challenges. Thank you for teaching me the importance of building and sustaining friendships, selflessness, staying humble, and most importantly, respecting our marriage by keeping it private and always protecting me and the kids. My heart is broken into a million tiny pieces, but I count my blessing for the years you were my husband and mate. I will cling to the sweet memories that bring you near, but lead to silence and tears. The other day, with tears falling down my face, I laugh at what you used to say to me. That when you met me, I was in your exact word, Mbomla, meaning ugly. And the minute we started dating, I became beautiful. Therefore, I should never think of leaving you, as I'll be a lonely, ugly woman because you did a magic to my looks. I wish I could touch you again without bringing back the pain. Just to feel your presence that I shot safely, but I know one day we'll meet and we'll be happier together. God saw you going through pain daily, and an earthly cure was lacking. Then he welcomed you to heaven. You made marriage such a precious institute by just loving, respecting, protecting, providing, and allow me to be myself. My love, we both know I tried every possible to save your precious life, but God had a better plan. That is to give you a pain-free, with tearful eyes, I watch you slowly fade away, yet you remain positive and encouraged to live my life. And stop worrying about you because God was bigger than cancer. My life is not the same and will never be the same without you. I have lost a soulmate in you, but haven't gained an angel. I say an angel because of your forgiving heart, the love you gave, patience, your faithfulness, and the genuineness. Thank you for always protecting my heart, for putting me and the kids first, and leaving this earth with a clean image that your kids will forever be proud to say that. To say that was my father, and that's not how my father lived when tempted to do wrong. There are no words befitting what an amazing husband and father you were. Thank you for two most precious gifts you left me with, Robbie Jr. and Zanubutle. Thank you for being our source of love, comfort, and joy. I married a good man in you, and you will always forever be part of me. Your love and respect for everyone you came in contact with will keep my heart at peace. I love you. Rest in peace, my love. Thank you.
Was so she
Thank you very much. And just to acknowledge some of the people that are in the house, would like to acknowledge all of our government leadership. Mzonile Masina, Mayor of Ekurhuleni. I'd like to acknowledge MC Pat Shongwe from Mpumalanga, DJ Arts and Culture, Mr. Vukile. Would like to acknowledge as well Mr. Lebu Maile, who's the Gauteng MEC of Economic Development, Agriculture, Environment and Rural Development, Mr. Panyaza Lisufi. Would like to acknowledge as well music industry as a whole, the leadership, the different institutions that are linked to the music industry, all the different individuals that play a very key role in the music industry, and of course, most importantly, each and every one of you has taken their time out of your busy schedule to be busy with us. I'm going to bring on stage one of our leaders to come give us a message of support briefly, and then from there, she's going to be followed by a keynote address by Mr. Panyaza Lisufi, MEC of Education in Gauteng, and then from there, before siqale inkonzo, we're going to read the obituary, and then from there, singene inkonzo and sivaleni, ngoba we've been booked as a Rema Bible Church until 12 o'clock, which is Pumesi Matuneni. It's actually 20 minutes, so we do not have enough time. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to bring on stage for a message of support, MEC Nandi Mayatula Khoza, to come and speak to us. And then from there, she's going to be followed by Mr. Panyaza Lisufi, MEC, for the keynote address. Thank you. Sorry, she's a keynote speaker. Mama Nandi Mayatula Khoza, and then from there, MEC Panyaza Lisufi. Okay, I guess the MEC is here. Let's keep it moving. Thank you.
The bereaved family and relatives, the entire leadership of the church, leadership of government at all levels, leadership of the music industry and business, leadership of our sporting bodies and clubs, leadership of our alliance at all levels, members of parliament and members of the legislatures that are present, the leadership of workers, fellow mourners. When those assigned to come and inform me of your passing away told me of your death, instead of me comforting them in this hour of loss and grief, they had to comfort and console me. The pain is deep and unmeasurable. Never did it pass our minds that one day we'll gather like this without you. In almost all our meetings, your presence was recognized. I'm what I am because I'm not alone. I'm in pain, but I'm not alone. We are in pain, but we are not alone. I'm in darkness because all of us are in darkness. I had a friend, I had a heat maker, I had a shield, I had a comforter. Unlike others, I had a true composer. Unlike others, I had the ultimate musician. Unlike others, I had the ultimate singer. Unlike others, I had the ultimate talent shaper. I may be weak, but you don't belong. I may be hurt, but I know why. When your heart ceased to beat, our hearts were in pain. When you stopped breathing, our tears never stopped rolling. When you lied there emotionless, our emotions ran out of control because we knew without you, we will be empty. It is very difficult to describe the pain. It's indeed unthinkable that the hit maker, the dresser, the pirate supporter, it's no more. But today, I'm here to declare now to all and sundry to know that Robbie Malinga was one of us. Was a cadre of our movement, the movement of the people by the people, the parliament of the people. Your last political assignment was when you organized musicians to accompany us to support SASCO in their attempt to win SRC elections at VOT, a respected musician who shaped and sharpened other musicians. You were black and white, I was maroon and white. You composed it for Orlando Pirates, but I knew you won't hesitate to do it for my beautiful birds. We lost a lion, a dedicated composer who loved our movement and in our people. Go well, my dear brother. Go well, Hitmaker. President will be missed dearly. Be assured of our commitment to serve and defend our freedom. Never will we betray you by surrendering this freedom to our enemies. Like birds, when one is shot and it's limping, other birds will also start to limp so that the enemy doesn't know which bird is limping. Today, all of us here are limping. We are one. We are the Malingas. Salute, my brother. Go well. Thank you.
I greet you all in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen. I'd like to acknowledge and greet the family, the Malinga family. I'd like to greet all the leaders of faith here with us, all the leaders of government, from business, from the sporting fraternity. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to say all protocol observed in the interest of time. I bring greetings from the Premier of Gauteng, Honorable David Makura, who would have loved to be here with you, but he's still away on leave. The late Robbie Insimbi Malinga passed on Christmas Day, the 25th of December 2017. This is a day and season of great joy, a time of God showing his great love for us when Jesus Christ gets born, and therefore a time to celebrate his birth. It is a time of healing and renewed strength. The day of passing of late Robbie is therefore very significant to us in that, yes, the family and all of us in South Africa and the world felt the sharp knife pain, we were also rejoicing at the birth of Christ. This means a lot to us in that the late Robbie Malinga was a very special human being. It is in this context that we are here today to celebrate the life of an accomplished music legend, a great icon of the world, a music record company owner, a music veteran, and composer of beautiful and meaningful African music, a choir master, a trendsetter, and pioneer in the African music industry, a Kwaito and Afropop music hero, a role model, a selfless social entrepreneur, a multi-awards winner, a straight talker, a comrade, because we all know that he loved the ANC. Ipakania, a father with a big heart who loved his wife, Sister Anne, your children, and the family members, as well as the fans. As the Gauteng government, we would like to say thank you to the wife, the children and family of the late Robbie Malinga for supporting him as he entertained the whole of South Africa, Africa and the world through his beautiful and great music that brought about love, as we have heard this morning, and inculcated values. His music contributed to unity, to social cohesion and nation building. Robbie Malinga was a gallant son of Gauteng province and a gallant son of Ndofaya. As we lay him to rest today, we acknowledge the importance of the works he leaves behind, works that will continue to impact on the lives of all of us across all generations. Robbie wrote beautiful songs. His music catalogue will forever be remembered as a solid contribution to our country's rich cultural heritage. Young and old will continue to sing along and dance to Mthande Umuntu Wakho. Long after this day, we will not possibly reach a point where we ever forget the legacy of the great Robbie Malinga. We honor and pay tribute to the late Robbie and many other legends that we lost before this day, as well as many others that remain to carry on his cultural activism. We must together ensure that the ease and escalation and upscaling of the programs of government, as it has been requested today, jointly with the music industry and the private sector, to radically transform the music business environment for the betterment of all our artists in our country. We must continue to do all we can together to fight the scourge of piracy that steals the livelihood of our celebrated artists. Beyond funding different programs that empower practitioners within the creative industries, we must work together to actively promote developmental support with all our artists. And we're here listening that we must also ensure that the policies and the laws that we have are those policies, laws, and programs that will radically empower our industry, the music industry, and its people. Let me conclude in the interest of time by saluting the late Robbie for contributing to the Gauteng province's arts and culture and Mzansi's golden creative economy. This province is the nucleus of the country's 90 billion rands of creative economy. As our artists participate in this creative economy, they must also continue to benefit from this big economy and become wealthy and financially free. South Africa's music industry resides primarily in the province of Gauteng. Brother and comrade Insimbi Malinga, as you arrive in heaven, please convey our greetings to Mama Miriam Makeba, to Mama Ray Chikapa Piri, to Brother Jabu Kanile, to Sister Brenda Fassi, to Baba Mashatini, and many, many more. Please do not forget the late Tata Holishasha Nelson Mandela, the late O.R. Tambo, the late Albertina and Walter Sisulu, and many other late freedom fighters. We know that you will join their ANC branch in heaven as you all look down as our guardian angels. To you, Mama N, to the family of the late Brother Robbie, and the music fraternity, City, Aguhlanga Lungehlanga, Aguhlanga Lungehliyo, anga uThixo anganiqinisa amadolo, asule izinyembezi zenu. Lala ngoxolo Malinga, lala ngoxolo Gumakhulu, lala ngoxolo Dlove ezidle ekhaya ngokuswela abelusi. Ndiyabulela.
I would like to ask for all the drivers who are driving our dignitaries to please go outside and meet the police chief. They'd like to have a word with you as we're getting ready to go to the funerals. I'd like to acknowledge the music industry at hand. Some of the faces that I have seen, unfortunately I haven't seen everyone, but I've seen a lot of faces of people that we admire. I obviously would like to also acknowledge the presence of Minister of State Security, Thomas Bongo, Lakili Khwati, one of our legends, who's sitting just right here next to Grootman. Dr. Khumalo is here. Mama Abigail Kubera, Kajablesu Kubona Mama. Date Vusshange, Eugene Mtetwa, Lira, Theo, and Tlantla from Mafigizolo, Bobby Mdaung, Babsipo Makabano, Big Fish, who's going to basically take us as we walk out at the end of the Big Fish uzosiculela. Bablondi Makene is here as well, ngimbonile. Umduma Silela ngimbonile. Grootman Elkona, Bruce Dope Sibitlo, I also saw him around here. Zandi Letembe representing Mukozi FM, I saw her here as well. If I haven't mentioned your name, please don't be mad at me. And also, just lastly, acknowledge the people that are playing big role in being a part of this. The Gauteng government. I'd like to also acknowledge Two Oceans funerals. Two Oceans, and it's Bataung Memorials and Two Mountains. It's a Two Oceans, no? It's a Two Oceans. Sometimes so Two Mountains, please. Two Mountains, it's people's brands. It's very important because these are black-owned companies. They need to be mentioned correctly. It's Two Mountains funerals and also Bataung. Bataung, thank you very much, and the Gauteng government, of course. And just our leadership in government, we want to acknowledge you. Thank you very much for playing a role and being a part of this. Just coming in to lay our brother to rest, but also the music industry. Deputy Minister Pegicele, DG Vusimkize, MEC Pet Shongwe, Mayor Mzondile Masina, MEC Panyaza Lisufi, Mam Nandi Mayatula Koza, as she was on stage, Mam Faith Mazibuko, Lebu Mailem. If I have not acknowledged you, it means no disrespect at all. Thank you very much, especially to each and everyone. Before Smaz, abantu basendo fire abakhona siyabonga ukuthi nize sicela ukubonga nenkonzo how can isikhohle inkonzo sicela ukubonga inkonzo bakerekeng relebila holo relate siyabonga kakhulu. And right now, as we move ahead with our program, I'm going to call one of Robbie's favorite youngsters. I'll still call him a youngster. I know we get a little bit older in the industry, in our 30s. But he's going to come and read the obituary before singeni nkonzweni. His name is Siyabonga Metane. We know him in the industry as Slicker, to come read us the obituary. Thank you.
Sanbanani, to the family, Sanbanani. Before I get to the obituary, I just want to say, because we generations and generations, and we keep echoing the same thing. So I'm very aligned with everything that Abu TK was saying, but I just wrote it down because I know we don't have time, so I'll read it just so it's quick, But I just want to talk about just music, If a song or a content, or but busy content piece works, it influences lawyers, accountants, logistics, international brands, politicians, merchandisers, digital IT, mobile companies, and collecting societies. The only thing that we say we want to own is the master. When we say that we want to invest in music, we're not saying invest in a song, invest. We're saying invest in the ecosystem of the music, because everything, the only thing that black people have from Emakaya, from Laisbuyakon, is our culture. And our culture has evolved. So when we say invest in the ecosystem, in music, we're saying invest in the ecosystem. Kids today don't want to be accountants, lawyers, and all those things for all these international companies. They want to be accountants and lawyers for something that they grew up around, because that's what's going to differentiate them in the global world, essentially. So when we say invest in music, we're not saying invest in a song. We're saying invest in a thing that says, I want to be an accountant. Who do I want to be an accountant for? Maybe I want to be an accountant for Robbie Malinga's label. Because they're probably not saying they want to be an accountant for a global accounting firm. So we still need to tell our stories today, because kids want to work for the companies that they grew up around. I grew up around this, I want to work for this. So when we start investing in ourselves, we start building those things. So let me talk about Urobi. The interesting about Robbie is that we were from Urobi. In the obituary doesn't say anything about hip-hop. So it's very important that I say something about hip-hop and Urobi, Urobi was witnessed the first South African group to actually sell records like J Ethics scene when we were going and doing our trips. Before he was with TK, before he was with Abospu with TS Records, Robbie, we were signed at Gallo Records. We'd sit there in the text and Robbie, as in his competitive nature, got the Spoo of the fame of TKZ family, you know, Spoo Too Short. Masifike Durban sobona ukuthi ihit yenzani, you know, ihit izoyenza abantu bahlanye thina sabomrapper. First time rap goes out of Joburg. We get to Durban, siya perform as a squatter camp, perform umoya, the song is just huge. Everybody likes the song. Robbie no Too Short, they perform and their performance is lukewarm, the sound is bad. Too Short to be you know, but on our way back, you know, just to show that Robbie's ear was everywhere. On our way back, Robbie starts explaining to us why Umoya is a hit. On our way there, he was telling us, "Kuti uzosibonisa umlilo self." Said, "Abona lengoma le Umoya mfana, inalento le yesonto. Yabona moya, mo." And that was Robbie's ear. Robbie's ear into music. He can tell you why songs work, and that's a guy that has a passion for it. So getting into his obituary, you know, I just had to mention his ear was everywhere. It wasn't like what's only written in the obituary, you know. So Robbie Malinga started his career with bubblegum music singer Freddie Kwala of Amadamara fame and Platform One, who made the anthem Isengane Lengane. He played keyboards for both acts, and that was when he made his mark in the music industry in the late 90s. The group Platform One became an alternate group when it came to wedding songs, and they did duly well when they also released another hit song, Imende, which Robbie Malinga became part of. He was one of the Kwaito pioneers when he started the Kwaito group Varos from the Eastern now Ikuruleni, and also became a huge success with Doc Shabileza when they formed what was known as Robodoc in 1999. Before the duet with Doc Shabileza, where he produced hit songs like Ebumnandini Neskumfete, Robbie did a successful solo project with his album Intimbi. In Kwaito, Robbie was responsible for shaping the careers of artists like Izinyogo, Mzegeze, and Spoo of Amalo. His album at TS Records. He's known for reviving the sounds of world group Stimela in the song Ilobola for the same album in 1997. He's one of the pioneers of Afropop music, having worked with Afropop king, the late Jabu Kanyile, on the album Miskupu Samajegejeg in 2001. In the same year, he became part of gospel star Deborah Fraser's success with the debut album Abanye Bayombona, which went on to become a multi-platinum seller. Robbie produced the hit song Dila Nabo Nkosi, a track which is a favorite during live shows. To show his versatility, he didn't just end up with Deborah in terms of producing hit songs for gospel artists. He also worked with Sharon D, Tembi Nkosi, with the hit song Usatanuya Uchampi Fans. Redeemed, the veteran gospel group Pure Gold, and the only gospel group to come out of TS Records, Netem. In terms of Afropop, he helped discover Malaika, which went on to win multiple awards in Mzansi, as well as selling multiple platinum units with their albums. Then Robbie worked with the late Jabu's Jabandaba when they co-produced Robbie's album Susanna and Brown Dash's album Dashboard, producing a song titled Segunzima, where he collaborated with Tim Ndaga of former group Adila. In the Afropop genre, he has worked wonders when he produced award-winning albums for TS Records protege Ntando, Kelly Khumalo's new album, Tembisile's debut solo album, award-winning Adila, Puleng, who won Metroform Awards, and later joined South African Lion King and Nhlanhla of TS Records on a solo offering, Inguquko. He's fined Fiso and TS Records artist Lungelo. Robbie was part of the producers who worked with the Grammy Award-winning producer Lebo M when they remixed Lion King to a South African audience. Lebo M took Robbie the ropes by taking him to New York for music business matters. The Meadowland, Soweto-born musician and multi-instrumentalist, also produced Orlando Pirates' theme song, Bacania, for their 70th celebrations, and together with DJ Kent produced the official theme song for the 2010 FIFA World Cup, which was held in South Africa on behalf of McDonald's, which was an official sponsor. Having done albums such as Insimbi, Secondhand, Lobolo, Meadowlands, and Lilizela, he cemented his place in the music industry with his versatility and went on to produce the best-selling Summer, Metro, and multiple award-winning artist Zahara on a debut album which won 8 summers in one night and surpassed the highest-selling records which was held by the late Brenda Fassie when compared to digital and physical sales. One of his career's highlights was working together with multiple Grammy Award-winning group Ladysmith Black Mamba on a track titled Rise Again on Zahara's second album, Pendula. He has also worked with KwaZulu-Natal artist Naomi K and was the winner of a reality show called Clash of the Choirs in 2015 when he was a choir master for the KwaZulu-Natal province. After he won the reality show, he went back into studio with Zahara to work on a third album titled Country Girl, which did very well in the market and is also featured on the album on the hit single Bendi Hong. Robbie started his own record company, Robbie Malinga Entertainment, in 2015, which is why he and houses such as Musa Sukweno, Samisto, and Maxi. Robbie scooped 2 awards at the SABC Top 10 Summer Song of the Year 2015 and 16 for the album Mr. Serious, won Best Producer at the Summer 2016, and won a Lifetime Achievement Award at the Metro Film Awards in 2014. In 2014, he worked with Musa Sukweno on his debut album titled The Dream, his second album titled Mr. Serious, which nominated for 2 Summers and went on to win a Metro Film Award for Best Afro-Pop Album for its hit single Mtande and Nomgita. Robbie was not only an artist, producer, and writer, he also held the position of A&R at Universal Music South Africa and was later moved to label manager focusing on local acts. Robbie continued to excel in the music industry when he was appointed as music producer for the country's current top soapie Uzalo, which airs on SABC 1 weekdays at 8:30. His latest body of work, which is self-titled Robbie Malinga, was released in November 2017. He was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in June 2017 and lost his battle with the ferocious disease in December 2017. He's survived by his wife, Anne Malinga, son Robbie Jr. Malinga, daughter Zanugotle Malinga, father Coleman Mgogodlo, mother Josephine Mudise, 1 sister and 2 brothers. Lala Ngokolo Malinga, Gumakulu, Ndlovu, Ezile Kaya, Guswela Belusi, you'll be sorely missed. Thank you. Hey, the mic then. Things I'm going to first. CBC, just
Thank you very much, Silika. We appreciate it. Acknowledging more people, Prasiport Sticks is here. Thank you very much for coming. Mjali Fatebe, who worked closely with Robbie for many years, business partner as well. And Tate Sheikhs Mashaba, it's good to see you. Thank you. The music industry as a whole, I saw Naves, Spectacular, DJ Naves, Akumzi, I saw Andy Lengube, and I saw the legendary Mr. Sizwe Zako is here as well. And as we usher in Nkonzo, still at the celebration choir to, oh, you guys are already around? Yes, they're backstage. And then Uma Ipeli Nkonzo, Nasesiva Lilisa Spuma, Sizokishwa, Ngu Big Fish, Mr. Sipo Makabane. And I'd like to bring on stage now, as we nearing the end of the program, worship and praise, or for the sermon, Pastor Giet Koza.
Hey,
Nkosi yamakhosi, you are Lord of Lords and King of Kings. As we come together this morning, Holy Spirit, we want to invite your presence. Lead us, Holy Spirit. Impact our hearts. Transform our thinking, our attitudes towards it. Comfort the family, Lord. Touch where we cannot touch. In Jesus' name. Amen. We know the time has gone, and I won't be long, but first I'd like to greet you all in the wonderful name of our Lord Jesus Christ. And on behalf of our senior pastor of UDC, Ray Makoli, I would like to send a heartfelt condolences to the Malinga family, in particular, Mrs. N. Nabantwana, the whole Malinga family and friends, the entire music industry, and also the Rema Church, because Robbie was our member. We'd like to say we feel your pain because your pain is our pain. We feel your loss because your loss is our loss. We feel your hurt because your hurt is our hurt. In the midst of this pain, I like to say, allow the Spirit of living to touch you where no. In Jesus' name. And by talk about Robbie Malinga, the wise investor. Today, as we celebrate his life and legacy, I have picked up a couple of things that categorize themes. Wow. 3 categories. He was a wise investor, and you will see in a minute what I mean by that. And we know that people invest in different areas of life. Some invest in finances, some invest in education, some invest in relationship, could be marriage, could be friendship. And there are those who say, I don't invest because I don't have anything. But what is wrong with that statement is that even if you don't do anything, you are investing. The only problem, you are investing into nothing, and it won't bear fruit. But that was not Robbie Malinga. The first thing that I picked up in his investment, he invested in the young people. He nurtured young people. He shared his gifts and talent with the young people. He brought them to the stage. And some of them were speaking this morning, some of them were singing. We can mention names like Kabelo Mabalandi, DJ Spoo, Zahara, Mosa, who was singing. And you know, a person who takes the time to invest on young people, they see the future. They don't live for themselves, but they live for the future. You can just imagine how poorer the music industry would have been if these young people, which some of them are old now, if he didn't take the time to invest in them. Imagine the songs that today we are enjoying and celebrating, that if he didn't take the time and sacrifice his family time and invest in these young people. And the good news about when you invest on mentor people is that Every time they succeed, they talk about you. Every time they go to high places, they talk about you. So when I say this, because of that wise investment, his legacy lives on through them. As you have heard, so every time they succeed, his name will have to come up. Every time they do something good, his name will have to come up. So I saw that as a wise investment when you invest on the young people. I know some people know how to say amen, but I would like to say, you could say amen. You can do better than that. Say amen. Amen. And the second part is the investment in the music industry itself. I mean, wherever when you go to Alex, I grew up in Alex, every street, every corner, you hear his music. Uma ungene taxi, you hear his music. Uma ungene basin, you hear his music. You can tune into Igagasi, you hear his music. Power FM on Saturday or Sunday, you hear his music. Mungana Lonene, and Limpopo, you hear his music. Kwekwezi, Ukozi, Liseti, Mutwedini. Also, Nalabisa Santo, 702, on Saturday, you hear his music. Now that shows how much a man has invested in this industry. And through all this, his legacy keeps growing on. That everything that he produces in the music industry became a hit. I mean, the latest one, Mtande. Nathi abafundisi sibhimba esingakwazi ukucula. We try mawufika endlini. Mawubheka umama uthi Mthande. Umama athi uyabhimba please ngifuna ukulalela uRobbie wena ungathula. And the reason people will do that, sing along, is because, when somebody is good, you don't see your weaknesses because all you can see is their strength, that they cover you in your weaknesses. I remember a story that when you go to soccer matches or Emalokshini, sometimes you will hear about 16V, but sometimes more beg hey, abafani kodwa, But because that name, that influence, people nickname after those legends because that this is what the future look like. I want to be like that. I want to be like that person. And Robbie was like that. His memory, his music, his legacy will go from generations to generations. In our homes, radios and TV, decades to come, will listen to his music. A powerful legacy like this never dies. It stays with us. An investment like this never dies. It stays with us. The only thing I will say is that going forward, the music industry will be poorer because his contribution won't be there. But his legacy goes forward. And that's the second part of the wise investment he did. And the third one is that he invested in his soul and in his spirit. It's good to have material success. It's good to have fame. It's good to be successful. But Matthew 16:26 reads, what good it would be for a man to benefit the whole world but loses his soul. One good thing about Robbie, he knew that even though nurturing the young people is great and the right thing to do, investing in the music industry was great and the right thing to do, but he never forget to invest in his own soul, his own life. Because that's the internal, that's the reality, that when everything has happened, that Jesus remain the Lord of Lords. Robbie understood the meaning of John 3:16. God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that those who believe in him should not perish. Robbie was a born-again Christian. He was a child of God. He was a member of this church. Above all, he had a relationship with God. You see, when you forget your soul, when you forget your spirit, when everything is said and done, where are you going to go? When everything has happened, where are you going to go? And I want to encourage and challenge everybody here. Yes, be successful. Yes, be great. But never, ever forget your soul. Never forget that Jesus is Lord. In Philippians 1, verse 21 reads, "For me to live is Christ, but to die is gain." As we speak, Robbie has gained. He has. There is no death, where there is no pain, where there is no sickness, where he will cry no more. That's where he's resting with the Lord. First Thessalonians 4, verse 13 says that we should not forget, or we should not cry like people without hope. Sister Anne, I want to say this to you. Even though it hurts, even though it's painful, even though sometimes you feel lonely, even sometimes you feel, God, what happened to me? Why me? I just want to remind you that cry like a person who have hope. Because your hope sits on the fact that he is sitting with the Lord Jesus Christ in heaven. Your hope sits on the fact that one day you will join him. That your hope sits on the fact that Jesus is coming back. That's our hope. That's our hope. So I want to encourage you. And I want to also look at somebody here who will say, look, I'm successful, I've done this, I'm a musician. The question I want to ask to you, do you have hope? Who is your hope? You cannot put your whole life on your music. You cannot put your whole life on a career. Put your life into Jesus, because that's our internal hope. And in 2 Timothy chapter 4:7, it reads, I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. Oh, Jesus. You know, I want to just remind you that this life is a race. This life is a fight. Robbie has fought the good fight of faith. He has kept the faith, and he has finished his race. When he finishes his race, all he's waiting for is his reward in heaven. And I was just encouraging you that, how are you running your race? Who is running your race with you? Who is your source of strength? Who is the source of power? Who is the source of your encouragement? Robbie knew that this race cannot be run without Jesus. He knew that this race cannot be done without Jesus. He knew that this fight, the good fight of faith, cannot be done without Jesus. And I was just encouraged that you can be like him. Not only by singing, you can be like him, not only do what he has done, but you can be like him by imitating him, by receiving our Lord Jesus Christ. And you might have come this morning just to say goodbye, but in your hearts, you feel tired, you feel rejected, you feel lonely, you feel confused. Things are not going as you have planned. Well, there's a solution for you, and that solution is our Lord Jesus Christ. That solution is Jesus, who will turn your life around. I know good Robbie would have loved us to do this, because Jesus was his Lord. He would have loved that we extend the invitation to somebody who's sitting out there saying, you know what, I'm lonely, I'm rejected. Yes, I've got material things, but I'm lonely. And Jesus is here as a solution. I'll ask the congregation, all of us, to please close your eyes. And please close your eyes. Now, if you are here this morning and you say, yes, yet I hear you, I'm feeling empty, I'm feeling lonely, yes, I want to be like Robbie and receive Christ, I'd like to say this to you. When you open your heart and receive Jesus as Lord and Savior, all the things that you're dealing with, all the challenges that you're going through, Jesus come into your heart and He walk with you. He strengthen you. He transform your life. And if you want to receive Jesus Christ, before we go, I would like you to raise your hands. I'll just pray with you. While every eye is closed, if you want to receive Christ, I'd just like to pray with you and bless you. And bless your family. You can please raise your hand. Thank you so much. I see those hands. Thank you so much. I tell you, in heaven, they're celebrating for this. When Robbie looks down, he's celebrating because he knows this is life. To live is Christ, but to die is gain. And I'd like to pray with you. You can put your hands down. Let's pray. And as I pray, please follow me as I pray, as I lead you in prayer. Lord Jesus, I open my heart to you today. I invite you into my heart. Come into my heart. Be the Lord of my life. Lord Jesus, I accept you today as a Savior of my life. Holy Spirit, lead me, walk with me, encourage me, give me strength in this journey. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you so much for those who have accepted the Lord today. Thank you. Can clap your hands. Thank you. It's a great day in heaven. Thank you, Lord. We give you praise. That's the way to end a legacy. That's why I've called those wise investments. You have just done that. You have invested in your soul and your spirit. Now, at this time, we have finished the service, but I want to just say a few things before Uspu come forward. Is that please, when abafundi siboza hamba phambili, and then umndeni will follow, and our officials from our government here out there will follow. So please, we must allow that procession, and then we can all follow. We are going to West Park Cemetery, so please let's do that way so that there will be order. And then when we finish that side, I'm told that please drive back here at the church. There will be some refreshments that will be served from here. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to share the word of God with you. Okay. So while they're singing, please, ngizocela ukuthi abefundisi baza ngaphambili, all abo bishop baza ngaphambili.
I'd like to call on stage Dade Sipho Makabane, and then from there a vote of thanks by the late Robbie Malinga's father, and then the family choir as well. But for now, call Mr. Sipho Makabane, who's also worked with Mr. Robbie Malinga. Big fish.
Yes, Aldeni, awusakho Jesu. Sengiyanikela uqobo lwami. Ngithi thatha uqobo lwami. Yoyingiza kuwe. Awu Jesu wami.
baba Sipho Makhabane. Maqedwe baba Ntomdalo baba kaRoba Mkokodla. Sizo cela ukuthi ama pall bearers kuzoba abangani abazobamba ibhokisi balise until the hearse. Uma sesifike emathuneni from the hearse to his final resting place, it's going to be the family who are going to be our pall bearers, but the friends will be our pall bearers from here to the hearse. And I must just emphasize and mention ukuthi uma siqeda emangcwabeni noma emathuneni ukudla kukhona la sizodla la. If uze mhlambe awuna imoto mhlambe you're worried about getting to the cemetery, ungawari ungakhathazeki at all, because sinamabhasi enough, transport enough. Ungashiya imoto yakho lana nangabe mhlambe you decide ukungena ebhasini nawe, we're all going to come back here. Catering will be done from here. Sonke sizodla khona la. Siyabonga kakhulu. And khona manje, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to bring on stage his father, Mr. Coleman Mkokodlo, to come and do us a vote of thanks. And then at the end, it will be the Mujapelo family choir. And then with Zahara closing it off at the end. Siyabonga kakhulu.
Sanibonani. Sanibonani nonke, ngiyanibingelela ngegama lenkosi yami uJesu. Amen. Noma ngingasena sikhathi nje ngiphatheke kabuhlungu ngoba ngubaba kaRobbie. Hayi cha, i-program director senginike isikhathi ithi ngithathe nje ixesha lami sesiyophuma ngo-5. Firstly, ngizocala ukubonga my family. I'm not Malinga, let me just correct that one. Ngumgogodlo isibongo sami, one and the only surname ongeke ongaclaim futhi uzathi uyi-relative yami. I'm Mgogodlo. Senizwile ngithi? Yebo, uRobbie lo uzalo kaMgogodlo. Okay. And ngicela ukubonga usibalo wami untate Mwahluti. Sondela phambili. Sondela Mwahluti. Uyeza noma gezi? Uphangise sana. And ngithanda nokubonga nefamily yakobuma kuthi wami. Lo baba lo uyo ukhulisa uRobbie. Lo baba lo njengoba nizwa bebeloku bekhuluma bathi spread view, hlale spread view. Ukhuliswa usibaru wami. Bengifuna nje ukwenza i-record straight. Mina njengoba ningibona ngi-gentleman kanje. Nami usibaru wami, he played a big role empilweni yami. Ngicela nimshayeleni izandla. Ngiyabonga kakhulu family yami. Nawe mfana wami Vuyisile, sukuma mfana wami. Noma bengazi ukuthi wenzeni empilweni kaRobbie. Ngiyabonga mfana wami. Ngicela ukubonga ubaba uTK. Inkalakatha. Ngibonge uButsipho noButfana ababebambisane nami ngesikhathi uRobbie gula siya ibhedlela sikhala kodwa naku siyabonga. Namhlanje na uNkulunkulu umthathile well we must accept what has happened. Ngaphambi kokuba iqule ingala nami ngibhale njena kancane ningixoleleni bathe ngithatha isikhathi sami bo sophuma ngo5 ngibhalile la isingisinyana sami sethenga ningamangali kodwa ngiyile kancane esikolweni ningamangali. Ititle yami ithi The Country I Love Best. There is not a country in the world where any one of us would want to live forever. Even in our country, there is so much sin, so much crime, and lawlessness. Poverty, sickness, and death have brought us such sorrow and heartache that we feel like strangers and foreigners in a world that is not our home. Let me tell you of a country where there are no tears or heartaches, a country where there is no sickness, pain, or death. It is a country free from war and bloodshed, and where no one is poverty-stricken. The people who live in this country never get tired. They carry no burdens, and they never grow old. Njengami, niyangibona ngithi mina kunjani. No one ever says goodbye, for separations are unknown, and there are no disappointments. In the country of which I'm speaking, there is no sin, for no one does wrong. There are no accidents of any kind. You will travel for thousands of miles and never see a cemetery or meet a funeral procession. There are no undertakers and no mortuaries. There they need no, and coffins are unknown. The clothes that are worn are bright and glistening, and no one dresses in mourning. Njengalabo mama niyababona khona abafake ezimhlophe. Kuzabe kunjalo kuleyo ndawo. It is a country where nothing ever spoils. The flower never lose their fragrance, and the leaves are always green. There are no thunderstorms, no erupting volcanoes, and no earthquakes. The sun never shines, and yet it is always light, for there is no night there. It is never too hot and never too cold. The temperature is exactly right. No clouds ever darken the sky, and harsh winds never blow. Yes, and let me tell you something else. There are no cripples to be seen anywhere. None are deformed or lame, nor is anyone blind, deaf, or dumb. Hence, homes of incurables have never been built, for all are healthy, all are well and strong. No beggars clutter streets, for none are destitute, and all have enough. Cancer and tuberculosis are waste this country has never had. Doctors are never needed, and hospitals are ngoba ngiyabona yinde lento senifuna ukulambile. But these days, oh I'm sorry, sengiyakhatha ke manje. And one who had lived there for a long time has come and told me a great deal about it. He says it is called heaven. And this is what he says about those who live there. God tears from the sorrow, no pain. return and demand ever since he told me about. And from what he says, I'm sure I will never want to come back. I have decided to make his country mine. Do you know any country like it? Why not start to get ready for the journey? It is not difficult. Just open your heart to the Lord of the country and ask him to come in and save you. Then you too will love it as I do. And one of these days, when journey of life has ended, you
Robbie Malinga's father speaking there, giving a vote of thanks, thanking people who are there, who have contributed to the contribution that his son has made, not only to music, but to family as well. Before that, we saw DJ Spoo, who is an MC of the proceedings, just taking people through what now is the tail end of the funeral.
ngiyakholwa ukuthi i-Universal Studio ka Robbie senibonile ukuthi ngiyatraina angitrain ngiyabonga sanibona.
I think it's very important for me to mention ukuthi just to Ntate Thuso Motaung. You know, DJs play a very critical role, and I do know people that have played that role in his life are the likes of Ntate Chomane, Linda Spia, Abo DJ Fresh, Abo Glenn Lewis, Abo Oskido, Abo a lot of Kanyane, a lot of DJs played their role, not only in playing Robbie's music, but I mean in just being there for a lot of artists and record labels, especially independent record labels. But I just have to mention this special thanks to Ntate Thuso Motaung, who was the one who felt that this man deserved to be recorded and release his first album. Ntate Thuso Motaung introduced Robbie Malinga to Mr. Ken Haycock from Cool Spot, to release his first album. And Dade Tusumtaung, thank you very much for discovering this talent called Robbie Malinga. May his soul rest in peace. And as Zahara is going to be singing us off as we walk out, just to make things easier, the friends are the ones that are going to be pallbearers up until Eheshini. I do know the family members are here as well, but the family members will take him, then the family members will take over as pallbearers. But for now, it can be the friends and the colleagues that work with him, because I know we all loved him so much. I also want to be a pallbearer and assist. But let's give his friends and colleagues an opportunity to take him for the last time to the hearse, and then from that, then the family will take over. Robbie Jr., you'll also be there, and with everybody else, just to grab and just take him to his final resting place. You can either leave your car here, get into the bus, or if you do not have a car, do not worry at all. There's buses outside, they'll transport you to the cemetery. And then we are going to, by the way, those that are driving their own cars, Reako West Park Cemetery. Ne? West Park Cemetery, that's where we're going. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an amazing morning to have all of you guys come in support in laying our brother to rest. We really appreciate you. The entertainment industry, the music industry, the different stakeholders, the institutions that have played a role in this gentleman being here. I can name all of them, and obviously our political leaders and government. Siyabonga kakhulu. Nikwenzeni nakwabanye kusasa, bathi ngesizulu ningadinwa nakusasa. Siyabonga kakhulu. Thank you very much, Zahara. You lead us into song as we walk out and take our brother to the hearse. Remember, friends and colleagues, for now, as pallbearers, Nasfiga, Ematune Nugumtata, from the hearse to his final resting place, it will be the family. Singer Si Nzenibe Lula. Thank you very much.
His Ali Ziki